Okay, so greetings everyone, and welcome to our SBC Founders Meeting that takes place every Wednesday as from 6 p.m. West African time. It is usually a pleasure for us to come here and discuss some of the happenings in our community, some of the updates with our new admin, Scott. And guys, we have missed him. Of course, last week he was really busy with family affairs and all that, for some things that are also very, very beneficial for us. So you just need to stay calm, stay muted, and make sure that you write down some notes, because he's going to say some important things today that you really need to take time to digest them. And if you can't digest them, of course, when this meeting is over, make sure you watch the recording so that you really understand where we are going, where we are, and all that. Okay, guys? So stay put as we call the admin. Greetings to you, admin.
Greetings. Thank you, Mbe. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to our founders meeting for Wednesday, March 20th. Again, I apologize for missing the meeting last week, but it was a family event and I had to do a lot of traveling. I was away, and I can feel that being away was very stressful and strenuous on our community, because we have some people that are being bad actors in our community. I want to address that first so that we can get it behind us and talk about all the good stuff. Just so that you know, I am never going to reach out to you and ask you to change your sponsor, give me access to your MetaMask wallet, try and find ways to manipulate you in any way, shape, or form in order to get you to do something. There are people who can come into our group, they join as something else, they change their icon to look like my icon, and then they start talking up the community. Those people are not me. Whoever is doing that is not me. So you should be smart enough to realize that whoever's talking to you, I'm a very thorough person when I'm communicating with somebody, and I'm only going to communicate with you when you need my help. I'm not going to reach out to you and ask you how your day's going, and then start trying to chat you up into doing something that will be regretful for you. So that's not it's not something that I do. And if there's any of those scammers that are listening in on this call, just stop it. You're wasting your time. You've got better things to do with your life than to mess around with our members. So just don't. Move on. So that being said, in the Telegram group, you can take a look and you can see who the owner of the Telegram group is. Go a little bit further than that. You can click at SBC admin Scott or something like that. SBC admin Scott. That's me. If you see that in any other way, shape, or form, letters out of place or letters backwards or whatever, it's not me. You can see which one is me. So just be very careful when you're dealing with random messages that pop up in Telegram. If I'm already communicating with you because of a technical issue you've had in the past, you can go back and you can see where I was helpful, and you can see that it was me. So let's move on. Let's not dwell anymore and give any more energy towards the negative people and the scammers. Let's just move on and talk about the next thing. So a couple of days ago, when I got back to my desk, I was able to post a blog, and it is regarding the SBC private bank. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the name of that from private bank to private fund, because it's not really a bank. After I posted the blog, somebody came to me and said, well, what are we doing about all the banks? Most of the banks globally are closing down. And I'm like, well, the way that you put it, bank is just a word. And I've said this before, bank is a word. It's a noun and it's a verb. You can bank funds, or you can store your funds in a bank. In the former, it's a verb. In the latter, it's a noun. But what we really want to call our SBC private fund is what it is. So that is a fund, and that is where the funds will be accessible for all of our members, and your share of those funds is based on how much SBC you have. So to go into those details, I don't want to go into the whole entire bank timeline, but we'll go through it here. Just the first 6 items here. Our first goal is to reach 10,000 members as soon as possible so that we can begin our legal structure in our private community. One thing that I want to note is that our sponsors have come to me and said it would be really great if you could make April 14th the day that you make your you get your member count up to 10,000. And the reason why is because they are going to be starting the legal structure of another entity at that time, and it's easier and better for them to do 2-for-1. It's always been kind of easier for them. They say that if they start fast tracking one project, the second project can be fast tracked right along with it. Of course, everyone works harder, but the results are the same. We come out of the end of the project at the same time that they come out of the end of the project. And the last private structure that they built was back in October, and those members, that society or that community, they didn't tell me what it was, but that society and community is getting ready to exit the private structure creation part and start to move on with their goals and their realizations. So that was only about 6 months since October, and 6 months is obviously it's a long time, but it is the best turnout that they've seen specifically for just getting everything done. The second thing is the private community notices and await responses or non-responses. So what this basically is in a nutshell is we have, in order to become a private society, private community, we have to send out notices in order to inform various entities, government agencies, and whatnot that we're doing this. We're creating our own legal structure. So we send out notices and notifications that we're doing this process. Then we wait for them to respond. They have a couple of options. They can either respond and challenge, or they can respond and accept, or they can just not respond. In which case, we would send them another notice and indicate that if we don't receive a response from you, we're going to assume that you're okay with it. Pretty simple. Pretty much the way that all legal notifications kind of go out. So that's what they're telling me that their process is, and that process is that 3 to 6 months. So that's the process that we want to begin on April 14th if we can. It's not a hard goal. April 14th is just, it makes things easier for us. That way, the team that's working on the legal structure for the other entity can take us in at the same time, and everything can just be done, smoothly that way. Otherwise, when we're ready, if we're ready at the end of April, then we'll start then. If we're ready at the end of May, we'll start then. If we're ready at the end of March, we'll start then. The next thing is the tech build out. So in the notes down below, I kind of explain different tech options. The first option is going to be, very likely it's just going to be like an app on your phone where you're going to be able to interface with the fund and your SBC funds. The other idea that I had was to create a electronic fob, much like a ledger, or there's 2FA key generators that are physical devices that you can hold in your hands. This is the way of securing your funds so that nobody has access to it. You're the only one that has the codes. The codes refresh every minute or so on the device, and then you just have to enter those codes, and then whatever transaction you're trying to accomplish will happen at that time. So that's the technology that I'm looking forward to us having at the end of our process. But in the beginning of our process, during the section 2, or the part where we're doing the private bank and notices and whatnot, I want to build a small version of the technology and test it with some, with some funds. So our sponsors will be providing financial help for us to build that. Our community will be providing some financial help for us to build that. And then we'll do a small beta test of, maybe 1,000 members or as many members as we can get involved to do this actual test while we're waiting for our private fund to be fully committed. So Section 2 and Section 3 will start to kind of happen around the same time. So once Section 2 happens, then we'll start working on the technology to the extent of of what we can support. But by the time that Section 2 is done, Section 3 will be fully funded and ready to go technology-wise. So we're going to hit the ground running. We're not going to be waiting for another couple of months while we're working on technology. We're going to start on that technology while we've got the legal structure in place. Number 4, upon private community notice completion, we'll begin attaching the SBC private bank legal structure. So again, SBC private fund, it has its own legal structure. It's a legal and financial entity that will interact with other financial entities globally. And so we just need to put another legal structure in place for that. They don't expect that to be a long and lengthy process. Essentially to them, they said it's no big deal. So that's just an attachment of the SBC private fund to our SBC private community, and then we're ready to launch. Number 5, we're going to issue the technology, whether it be software or hardware, to all of our private fund users. And then number 6, the bank is launched. So what happens after we launch our SBC private fund? So down in here, under number 6, so all participating members that are already using the bank, new and returning members that missed the window of opportunity, will be joining us at that time. We expect that when we start the launch of the SBC private society legal structure, that is when we're going to close the doors to, these are the participants. These are the ones that are going to have access to the SBC private fund first. And then those that come in afterwards, when the structure, after the structure is complete, those members will be put on. Anyone who comes back in at that time will then be a SBC BO member, and they will go through an educational process. They will learn what we're going to learn over the 3 to 6 months while we're going through the legal structure. So SBC, once we reach our goal of 10,000 members, is going to start turning into an educational site. You're going to start getting educated on what it is to be a private member. You're going to be educated on how to use the SBC private funds. You're going to be educated on how to use the technology. You're going to be educated on a lot of those things. So we're going to have a build out in SBCBO of an educational portal that is going to be unrivaled to anything that we've ever done before. And these classes are going to be classes that the members that are new after our legal structure is completed, the members after that legal structure then begin the next batch. And in that next batch, you'll do your education. You'll earn SBC rewards, which will obviously give you SBC at the end of your educational process. And then at that point in time, you'll be eligible to join the SBC private fund. So it's really important, if you want to be a part of the SBC private fund on launch, to be present now. Once the private structure is completed, we're going to be closing the doors on the members that are going to be eligible to participate in the fund at that time. Anyone after that has to go through a new educational process. So being a part of us now, you're going to learn as we are going through this process. This is the best time to be a part of SBC. Because all those returning members, all those people that didn't believe we were going to make it to our goal, are going to be wanting to jump on board. And we're going to say, but you have to wait. You have to do what we did. So just keep that in mind. That's all I want to go through as far as the private fund timeline is explained. I want to go through a couple other blogs that are here. So one thing that I wanted to make sure everyone knows, the SBC wallet is currently offline for some upgrades. We're doing a server move and we're doing a little bit of upgrades on it. it should be completed. It should have been completed last night, but we actually started the move last night. So I expect that the SBC wallet should be up in a day or so. I'm not in any rush to put it up because the only time that I really need to insert any coins into the wallet is on April 1st. So I'm not saying that it won't be ready by April 1st, but I'm saying that I'm giving the developers the time that they need to make sure that they do it right instead of pressuring them into doing it wrong. So once we're good that the wallet is back up to full status, there are a couple of members who missed out on their SBC rewards for April, or for not April, for March, and I'll be doing those to get those few members fixed, and then we'll be moving forward with the wallet. Another thing to note is today, after the founders meeting is over with, I'm going to be going through and paying the agents their SBFC that they've earned since November 12th. Or if you were not an active agent on November 12th and did not receive your SBC at that time, I'm going to pay you all of your SBC that you should have received. The only thing is that you need to be an active member. So if you are an agent and you have donated funds, become an active member today in the next 2 hours, because at that point in time, that's when I'm going to send out the SBFC. And we're still working on the donors. I think that the donor pool is up to $440. So we're $560 away from opening the exchange. So we're getting close, guys. And this is going to be the only payout of SBFC this month. So if you want your SBFC, make sure that your agent account is current. Let's see, what else do I have? All right, so we've addressed the fund, we've addressed the wallet, we've addressed the scammers, and I want to go into, so we've got some translations in French. You'll see here that there's the private bank timeline, and one of our esteemed privy members who speaks French translated the entire blog into French, so that was great. That's been posted there. So in our next cycle, in our next cycle for shared bounty, we're going to have to make some adjustments. The adjustments that we're going to make, the first adjustment that we have to make is you need to make your payment on time. If your shared bounty payment is due on the 27th, then you need to pay on or before the 27th. If you pay on the 28th, your funds aren't going to be there. You'll still retain your spot, but you're just not going to be able to receive your funds. This is because our members have figured out that they can wait for nearly 60 days. If they pay on the beginning of a cycle and then pay at the end of the next cycle, that they're good, and that doesn't help us in our revenue situation. So believe it or not, guys, we really need revenue in order to keep everything functional. And your SBC light payment or your SBC full payment keeps the lights on, keeps everything working smoothly. We've had to downsize our support team. We've had to downsize our development teams. So just to handle the lower amount of paying members that we have in our system right now, you have to understand that the shared bounty program isn't going to work unless there's growth. The numbers can't go down in our participation and your shared bounty allocation goes up. That's not how it works. The shared bounty program has to have participation of the same or greater than last month. And as you can see from our shared bounty information, we had 2230 participants last month. That was down from 3,800 in previous months. So there are some people who have gone and done the SBC Lite program, and that's perfectly fine if that's your comfort level. But those who are participating in the shared bounty program, we just need you to we need you to pay on time in order for us to be able to get everything done like we're supposed to. So right now we're short about 200 active members in the share bounty program, so that number is going down. That doesn't mean that we won't reach those goals by the time. Most of these people may not have a payment that's due until the 27th or something of that nature. My payment's due on the 27th. I plan on making my payment in a couple of days here. You can pay it a couple of days early. It carries you into the next month. You just can't make more than one payment at a time unless you're an SBC Lite person. SBC Lite people, if you want to pay it ahead in advance, you can do that. SBC Lite is not contributing to the share bounty program, so there's no confusion. Any payment that you make with SBC Lite extends your account 30 days. So anyone who wants to make an advance payment using SBC Lite, you can just make one payment at a time, and for every month that you make, or for every payment that you make, you're going to be pushed out a month for your expiration. Our active count is kind of hovering. We lose some members in a day, and we get them back in a day. It's usually kind of like around that. So people are paying, mostly on time, which is good. And we just want to offer an opportunity that if you do pay on time, we're going to give you an extra bonus. So 1 SBFC and 1,000 SBC for on-time payments, and that's going to be for the month of March. So that's all the way back to March 6th when the new cycle starts, and we'll keep this. Actually, this goes to March 1st. So this is a monthly. This doesn't have anything to do with the shared bounty cycle. This just is the monthly part. So right now, you've got a lot of SBC that's coming to you as an active member. Especially if you're a new member, you're going to receive a lot of SBC to get you up to a decent amount of funds for when the private fund launches. So with this one, simply on-time payments for SBC Lite members, pay on time before your account expires. For SBC full or shared bounty members, pay your SBC BO before it expires. Never expire. And if you pay your share bounty qualification before the date required. So if you look on the bubble underneath bounty information, it should say under here. So it says that my admin account is not qualified. I have a different account that I use, but my admin account is not qualified for share bounty. But my other account says that I need to make my payment by March 27th in order to stay active. So we're not going to give any leeway in the next cycle to those who are paying late. This cycle, you're okay to pay late, but next cycle, we're not going to have any. We're not going to be able to do that. Let me go back and look at the blog real quick to make sure that there's nothing left before I go into what we're going to do with the share bounty program. All right, so we got the scammers. There's a blog about scammers. Definitely take a look at that. We have Augustine has done a video. Noli has done a video regarding SBC. So those are videos specifically if you're looking to get some third-party information from our Privy Council. And I think that's it for the blog. Let me go back to the dashboard and let's talk about what we're going to do with the shared bounty. So we took a vote in the Telegram group, and in that Telegram group, it was unanimous that everyone really likes well, it wasn't unanimous. It was the majority said that everyone liked the shared bounty program. There was there were two sections where everyone says that they like it. And the first section was, I like the bounty program just as it is. And then the second one is, I like the bounty program, but I think that it needs to have some adjustments for sponsors. So we are going to do just that. We're going to make it in this cycle right now, this cycle right here. We are going to take the results of how the cycle runs, and then we're going to apply an overlay of how many active referrals that you have. So if you're one of the high earners in the shared bounty program and you have a bunch of referrals, then you're going to receive a pretty close to the same amount that you normally would. If you're one of the higher earners and you have 2 active sponsors or 2 active, you're a sponsor for 2 active referrals, then your allocation of the shared bounty program will be capped at a certain amount. Now, the thing is that in those caps, you will probably already meet those caps. So it won't result in no funds at all. It will result in a decrease of funds available until you get your referrals up. So that allows us to share more of the shared bounty down through the system. So I have a presentation that I'm going to put in a separate video that I'm going to record, and I'll post it on the blog. And I'll make the PowerPoint presentation available for download. I'm going to do that today or tomorrow. I do have a lot to do today with the SBFC agents. So it'll probably be tomorrow, but it will detail exactly what we're going to change. In the Telegram group a week ago, Edmund had posted some details on how that would work, but he and I have come to a compromise. And I think overall, the members that have sponsors are going to be, very pleased with how the share bounty program will allocate out. And if you, this will give you the ability to actually influence your shared bounty experience. So if you have no referrals, you'll still receive a cap of a certain amount. If you have 28 referrals, then you'll have the ability to go all the way up to the max on the shared bounty. So there is a chart, so it'll tell you exactly where your cap would be based on how many referrals you have. And I will be releasing that again in the video and in the PowerPoint presentation and in the blog over the next 24 hours, so that our members are informed on how that's going to work. But that will take effect in this cycle. It's actually an easy operation for us to do. So the cycle will run, and then I will do the overlay of how many sponsors you have. That'll tell me what your cap is, and you'll get whatever's available there. So that's a pretty exciting upgrade. I wish that I had something to share with you now, but I haven't gone through the PowerPoint presentation as I just received it yesterday. But I'm going to go through that PowerPoint presentation and give it all the attention that it needs in its own video. Hopefully one of our French-speaking members will be able to translate it into French. Actually, I think I can send that document to them so that they can do that before I even post the document. So we're not going to take any Q&A specifically on the shared bounty program today. The only Q&A that I want to take would be regarding questions about what we're talking about now. I don't want to go into Q&A too detailed on things that are temporary, or that are out there in the future that we haven't fully realized yet. So just keep that in mind. If you've got a Q&A question, we're going to open up the Q&A here in a few minutes. But if you have a Q&A question, it needs to be related to what we're talking about today. And one question only, please, and keep it as brief as possible. The last 2 updates I have for you is I've seen our app, and it is nearly ready for launch. The app has a notification system. We're calling it the SBC Communication Center. So this basically just takes the website, and anything that is going on that is relevant to you and your account will be notified. It'll notify you what's going on. So if a member of your referrals has made their KCVO payment, you'll be notified that your bounty has been sent. If your payment is due in a couple of days or so, it'll notify you. It'll remind you that that's coming. If your payment is received, it'll let you know that we've received your payment. If you've made a donation, it'll let you know that your donations have been, all of the things that you do, it'll give you feedback and let you know that this is done, which is something that I really hope that our original website would have been able to do. But if usually when you just refresh the page, log in and log out, you'll find that the website's done what it's supposed to do. But this notification system will keep track of what's going on in the system pertaining to you and send you a notification to your phone. And the last thing I want to go over is the little crypto project that I had mentioned. Again, this is another one of the large projects that I need to put together a video for, but I'm going to tell you how this project works, and I want to make sure that everyone knows that their participation in this project is it's in order to participate in this crypto opportunity, which I believe we're going to call it SBC Gold. It will be another crypto. It will be tradable, and it will be funded. By the time you receive any of that crypto, it will be funded and it will be fully exchangeable. So here's what we're going to do. On April 1st, we're going to create SBC Gold, and we are going to fund it. On May 1st, for your participation in SBC, whether it be SBC Lite or it be the SBC full program, we're going to send you a small amount of that cryptocurrency. I don't know what the amount is. I don't know the dollar value of that yet. We're gonna weigh that based on how we're gonna roll this out. But we're gonna send that crypto to you, and it's gonna go into a custodial wallet. So what is a custodial wallet? A custodial wallet is a wallet that you're going to be able to view the holdings. You're going to see that it is physically out there on the blockchain, but you're not going to have the ability to interact with that. You're not going to be able to sell it. You're not going to be able to withdraw it. The only thing that's going to be able to happen with that custodial wallet is funds will be able to be deposited into it. So SBC Gold, upon the end on May 1st, we're going to deposit an amount of SBC Gold into your custodial wallet, and it's going to sit there. And during that time, our administration team is going to be working on increasing the value of the SBC Gold. So on the initial launch, it may have a value of $2,000 a coin, but keep in mind that's $2,000 is the entire liquidity. So as we spread that out over all of the custodial wallets, the value of that coin is very low. But by May 1st, we're going to increase the liquidity again. So I don't know what that will be, but we're going to increase the liquidity. We're going to buy some of it back so that we can distribute it. And it's going to go out into your custodial wallets on May 1st, June 1st, and July 1st. So all you'll need to do to make sure that you receive that SBC Gold is to be active for May, June, and July. Obviously, you need to be active in April as well, but April, May, June, and July. And after 90 days of your deposit that was made on May 1st, you'll be able to withdraw to your own personal MetaMask or Trust wallet a portion of that first deposit. Then on September 1st, you'll be able to withdraw another portion of that initial deposit from May 1st, and then you'll be able to withdraw a portion of the deposit that happened in June. So by the time you've gone through 3 months, you'll have the ability to withdraw one entire deposit of the SBC Gold into your account. So what does this do? What is this? What is this? What are we trying to do here? So what we're trying to do, and this doesn't require you to put anything into it. We're not asking you to buy SBC Gold. We're not going to give away SBC Gold in any promotions or anything like that. The only way that you're going to receive SBC Gold is you're going to receive your deposit on May 1st, and on the first of the month, you're going to receive a deposit. It's a stipend of SBC Gold that gets deposited into your account. Now, what that value is, we're anticipating that the value of SBC Gold is going to go up, especially between the 90 days that we launch to the end of that 90 days when we actually allow you to withdraw. The value of that SBC will have gone up. So let's just hypothetically say that we give you $10 of SBC Gold on May 1st, and $10 of SBC Gold on June 1st, and July 1st, you have $30 of SBC Gold. But now SBC Gold is worth $100. So whatever that initial deposit of $10 is now worth quite a bit more than it was initially. So that's our plan. I'm not a crypto expert. Don't look at me like I'm a crypto expert. I'm not like Edmund Jack that was a mastermind at stuff like this. This concept of SBC Gold is just a bonus that we're going to be putting out there. It's going to give us fully tradable cryptocurrency that you can utilize and have full control over once you go through that 90-day maturation project. So your full deposit, your full monthly stipend of SBC will be withdrawable after a period of 90 days. You'll be able to withdraw one of the whole entire stipends always. So you're always going to have three deposits that are in the process of maturing. So you'll be able to withdraw 1/3 of each of those three, giving you a whole deposit after the 90-day period. So the reason why we're doing custodial wallets is to make sure that it doesn't destabilize the price of the coin as we're going to set it. It gives you the education and experiencing the HODL process. So you're holding on to your coin and you're watching it mature in its price. And when you have the opportunity to withdraw it, you can decide what you want to do with it. You can put it into your Trust wallet. You can put it in your MetaMask wallet. You're welcome to sell it at that point if that's what you want to do. We will be at a point where the price of the coin will be very stable, and it will be very rare. We're not going to be putting very much of this out on the exchanges, so it will be difficult to sell, but it also will be it'll have value. So we'll just keep that it for now. But again, this is not something that this isn't like this isn't going to be like a Joy G, and this isn't going to be like a K-Love. This is just a crypto concept that we're doing. It originally was going to be thought of as replacing the shared bounty program, but after meeting with the Privy team said, no, let's not change the shared bounty program. I said, okay, well, I want to do this anyway, so I'm just going to do it on my own and not take any funds out of shared bounty. So this is going to come out of the admin wallet. We're going to do what we can through the admin wallet to purchase and create this coin and get it to the point where on August 1st, when you're able to withdraw it, you're going to be able to see, something really good going on in the community. So I hope that I was as clear as I could be. Again, when it comes to the Q&A, you can ask me questions about this, but I'm not going to be able to give you a lot of details. It would be better to ask me questions after I've put together the presentation. And I'm going to try and get that presentation done by the weekend. We are trying to start this on April 1st. So on April 1st, we're going to create the coin. We're going to fund the coin, and then we're going to start creating the custodial wallets. So then on May 1st, all the members who have been active for the month of May, through April, on May 1st, they'll get their first deposit, and we'll link those deposit wallets into your SBCBO so that you'll be able to see your private key or your public key, which is your address. So you'll be able to take that address and you'll be able to go out to the blockchain and see that those funds are actually really there. And you should be able to see that those funds have value. So when you go out and you look for our coin, you'll see that it does have value. It's not like SBC or SBFC, which hasn't been funded. And it's not like Joy G, which has no value at all, really, or Farm War or anything like that. It will have real value, and you'll have a portion of that and you'll see it. So just bear with me as I put this project together. It's a little premature to tell everyone about it now, but I wanted to get people excited about it. I originally wasn't going to tell anybody about it until August 1st, but just to let you guys know that it's happening, and eventually you're going to start to see your custodial wallet show up in your SBCBO, and then be able to see that there's actually a coin out there that's earning or it's generating some wealth for you. So with that, that's it. I just wanted to really quickly go over the promos just to make sure everyone knows the SBC promos. As a new member, a brand new member, never been a part of the community before, you're going to receive 1,000 SBC. As a existing member that's paying your SBCBO, you're going to receive 1,000. So that means that new members will receive 1,000 for being a new member, and they'll receive another 1,000 for having an active SBCBO for the month. The sponsors of those new members will receive 1,000 SBC for each of their new members. That's a one-time only, and so is the new member one-time only. Going into every month going forward, you'll receive the normal 1,000. For members who are paying on time, they're going to receive 1 SBFC, and they're going to receive 1,000 SBC in their wallet, and that's going to all be deposited on April 1st. So keep that all in mind. We're putting together a lot of opportunities here. We're putting together a lot of growth incentives so that when our SBC private fund does get operational, all of the members that are current with us right now and all the members that are rejoining us to convert their TBC into SBC will all have significant funds available to them in their SBC wallets. And at that point in time, they won't be required to do an SBC fee. The SBC admin fee is going to be for those that are working towards the education, working towards having access to the SBC private fund. But once you have access to the SBC private fund, will no longer have to pay the SBC admin fee. So there is some light at the end of that tunnel. So make sure that everyone is working towards growing. If we can meet the April 14th goal, that's great. It's not a mandatory goal. I wish that I had some way to make it a mandatory goal so that we could get this process rolling. Because believe me, I'm tired of schlepping around with what we've been going through, specifically with all the trials and tribulations that we're going through, even in our personal, daily, and community lives. I'm sure we all are. I'm weary, I'm tired. I know you are too, but we are so close. And if you work on being a builder, if everyone that is an active member brought in one additional member over the next couple of weeks before April 14th, we would be on our way to a significant amount of prosperity in our lives and a paradigm shift in the banking structure of the world, essentially. So hopefully this all finds you all well. Thank you all for listening and attending. And we can go ahead and move on to the Q&A now, MB.
All right, admin, thank you so much for that wonderful update. So guys, the beauty about this meeting is that it's recorded, and you'll be able to watch this over and over again. For those who might not understand, of course, we have a lot of things happening in our community right now. You might not understand some now, but as time moves on, you're going to understand. If you have a question, please lift up your hands. Let us hear from you. Or if you want to throw in some comments, let us also know. Hello, Dr. Carl. Hope you're doing fine. It's been a while. All right. So we have a lot of updates, guys. Very beautiful updates. We need 10,000 members for our sponsors to be here. And each and every one of us, if we do our part by just, I think we even have 10,000 members, more than 10,000 members who can just get up in our community and help us to reach our objective. We just need to tell them that, look, this is what is going on. And our private funds, we don't want to put it the private banking or the private bank, our private funds will be here very soon. And that is going to create a lot of excitement in our community. People will be like, oh, if I knew, I would have been at least standing tall up to now. So guys, stay tuned to the updates, stay tuned to meetings. It's very, very important what is happening in the community right now. Dr. Carl, you want to throw in 1 or 2 words?
Well, I don't want to give a long speech about what admin just shared and explained to everybody. But people, this is a no-brainer. We've been really going through the process of trying to get to our goal of 10,000. And now we got another surprise today of what's getting ready to happen. So
Yeah.
you can really, if you don't understand this man's heart by now, on what he's trying to accomplish so that we all can succeed based on what's going on in this world economy, I don't know what else to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
But, as long as we follow through and continue and engage and share link and share the future opportunity and what's said. And I'm glad also that this call was recorded. People, we got this is another avenue for us to build digital currency and to add onto our platform so that we can get to a greater victory and whatever else we're doing or whatever goals we have. But I just salute Admin Scott for all the hard work you're doing, man. I don't know how you do it.
A
You
lot of
you
coffee.
are you on my prayer list, buddy. I super glued your name on my prayer list. You on there for
Oh,
sure for
I
everything
appreciate
you're
that.
doing.
I need it.
Look, I'm conscious of all the work you put in. I see the evidence of it. So, the Privy Council, we're here for you. And I'm just trying to spread the word as much as I can. I see some new that I signed up in the past 7 days. They're on the call right now, and I have some more this week before this week is over. So, I'm doing my part. We're going to do our part. We just need everybody to do the same. And people, we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay if we just do that. We can't sit still. If you keep doing what you're doing, you're always going to have what you got right now because change is not change until you change. Back to you, Mbe.
Hmm. That is very, very, very powerful. Change is not change until you change. All right.
Yes.
Anyone want to throw something? I'm not seeing any hands up. So, wow, maybe people are still to digest all this information and probably come next week for
Well,
push.
that's a surprise. No
Right.
hands. No, that's a surprise.
Well,
Wow.
I actually kind of like that because I don't want
Yes.
I it kind of indicates that there's a majority of clarity, and
Mhm.
that's important because I try to be as clear as possible. And sometimes when
Right.
I speak, I speak as naturally. I'm speaking as naturally to you guys now as I normally would in my everyday, personal life. So, I don't put on a face or put on a show when I come in to do these meetings. I don't spend an awful lot of time practicing in front of a mirror. I never was a really good public speaker, but joining this community and becoming the new admin has given me, the opportunity to get in front of a lot of people globally, people with different backgrounds and different ideologies, and find that we're all one person, or we're all one people. We're all connected, and I feel just as comfortable talking to each and every one of you as I would with my best friend. So I
Good.
appreciate that. I thank you guys all for that. It's amazing being a part of this community, and I really do want us to get to our goal. As I was saying to someone earlier, I mean, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of working so hard, and you're right. I do spend an awful lot of time kind of keeping my. I always did. I mean, even when Admin Jack was out, I was very much keeping a part of what was going on. I just feel like it's my responsibility. It's my calling to be ever present in what's happening. So
Right. If I may add just one more thing, I want to give kudos to, and I think originally it was Augustine, and I see Amici
mhm.
posted it last night or this morning. The both of you, that one video about the is it the Rothschilds? How uh, the the currency industry at all, where it all began, and the greed spirit behind it. People, if you have not watched that video, it is a powerful video. So Amici, I don't know if you have put that on the post for everybody see that, but I think everybody needs to watch that video. Why it's important for us as a community to come together as a strong unit and build our own economy and become our own banking system. Uh, Mbe, could you unmute Amici, because he's got his hand raised up.
Right.
I got him.
Amici, try to unmute.
Yeah, I've done that.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much, admin and Dr. Carl, for picking up that very video. I know that it makes a whole lot of sense, but after watching it, it really touched me. I said, wow. For those who really know what we are in, know that, yes, this thing is great. So that's by the way. Yeah. So admin Scott, all your directions and then steps towards where we are going is very, very clear. The reason why you see that many people didn't raise up their hand, because it's a kind of a whole lot to assimilate, because they have to raise up their hands. Where are they going to start from? You know, where will they start from? Because this thing is just too big. You know, trying to put one or two things together, because the lineup just show that after all, we are not joking, we are not playing. We might be going through some challenges, but whatever, we are not sleeping. And during our meetings with you, we always see the handwritten on the wall that we are working towards making this community a force to be reckoned with. So all I'm saying is that we are at it. Nothing good comes easy. And ever since you stepped up, we're seeing progress, even though challenges do come and go. But for people to really see what we are doing here, it's just very simple for them to hold on to it and then do something about it. Now we'll be talking about how we can meet up with 10,000 and then from there we can grow. I keep on repeating this in every time. We have good number of members. We have the numbers here, but many are still waiting to see what will happen. But I don't see waiting as a kind of anything that will take us forward. Why not get together and let's do this? A member getting one new member, or even not new. We have those who are still sleeping. Let's talk to them. Don't be afraid as to what they're going to say, because you can only be afraid if you don't know what you're doing. But as far as this, the clarity is getting more and more open for all to see. So why be afraid? We know that the economy is bad, it's hard, and things like that, but we are working towards making it better. So I'm calling on to the rest of our fellow members. Let us do something here and then see the good thing that administrators have been planning. Thank you all so much.
All right, thank you. Yeah, so there's a lot of our members, specifically members of the past, that are some our former leaders have left the community, and they basically got all upset at the former admin, and they live in the past. They live in a world where you know, they had this conflict with our former admin, and nothing has changed as far as they're concerned. They think that TBC is dead or gone or whatever, and technically TBC is gone. We changed TBC, we merged TBC into SBC, but those members who had TBC had the larger amounts of TBC, or they had some TBC in the past. They need to be reawakened, because we're only going to be able to convert that SBC, or convert that TBC into SBC up until the fund launches. Our sponsors are not going to allow us to go back to the TBC side. We're doing that now in order to build our membership. And what it really comes down to is, it comes down to something similar to a petition. So in order for us to get our sponsors to bring us on board, there's been some talk in the Telegram group that why can't we start with 5,000 members? I mean, 5,000 members is a lot of people. Yeah, 5,000 members is a lot of people. The community that we have that's present is a lot of people. But that's not enough for a general petition. We're talking about notifying the entire global entities out there. And it's not the sponsors requirement that we come up with 10,000 petitions. It's the global requirement. The global, they're not going to give us any time of day if we don't come with a significant force. So that is what the membership of 10,000 is required. It's not an arbitrary number. It's not a number that can be negotiated. It's just the baseline number that we can start with. As we get to 10,000 and as our members see that we've started the process, I fully expect us to grow even more. So by the time that we're fully done with the private structure, we could be 20,000, 30,000, 100,000 members strong by that time, because they're going to see that we're actually working on that. So as we start our legal structure, I mean, about 10,000 is where we start the legal structure. That's the minimum petitions, but we are still going to be able to accept and put petitions in towards what we're building for. So I really see at the launch of the SBC private fund, it's not just going to be 10,000 members. It's going to be potentially 70,000 members. I mean, there were 70,000 members that were active just a year ago. And those 70,000 members are still here. Some of them are sitting back and watching what we're doing. But we need you to wake up now. We need you to be a part of this community now. We're only short about 5,000 members in order to get us to that goal where we can submit our petition and start. So look at it from the perspective of a petition. And a petition is basically signatures. It's real people that sign off and say, this is the change that I'm looking for. Recently, I know that this doesn't really affect a lot of people, but look at what happened in California, in the USA, a year or two ago. There was a recall petition that was put out. Do you know how many signatures that recall petition had to have? It had to have 100 or 200,000 signatures. Well, it's easy to get those signatures in California because the governor's terrible. So if you want change, sign that petition, sign up for SBC, be a builder, and let's get to our goal.
Of course. Let's do it, guys.
Uh-oh.
All right, you cut off the admin.
Did you stop the recording?
Oh.